IMED Consent Web is used to document informed consent within the electronic medical record. IMED Consent is a software program used to prepare procedural consent forms that are electronically signed and saved to Vista imaging display. With standardized consent form creation and thousands of educational documents, the IMED Consent application enhances the education, discussion, and documentation associated with the informed consent process. The learning objectives for this lesson are to identify the types of documents contained within the IMED Consent document library. Describe how to complete a consent form using IMED Consent. IMED Consent can be accessed from the Tools menu located at the top of CPRS. Select IMED Consent. The user will be prompted to sign into IMED Consent using their PIV card. When launching the program for the first time, the Preferences screen displays, and users can select their preferences. Once preferences have been determined, select the Save button on the bottom left side of the screen. Selecting Save directs users to the main screen of the program. Clinical Context Management, sometimes referred to as CCOW, and indicated by the blue man to the left of the patient's name, is a way for applications to synchronize their clinical context. IMED Consent will automatically sync to the patient displayed in the CPRS session, which in this example is 3 outpatient. The main screen displays the Browse, Search, Favorites, Patient, and Pending Signatures tabs along the top. Selecting the Browse tab displays a list of specialty categories on the left-hand side of the screen. On this screen, select Allergy. IMED contains information on various diseases, education, patient instructions, pictures and diagrams, special topics, etc. This training will focus on the consent forms only. Upon selecting Consents Basic, users can choose from multiple consent forms. Launch the Exercise Challenge Test Consent by single-clicking the consent and selecting the green Start button in the lower right-hand corner. Users can also launch the form automatically by double-clicking Consent. The consent will open in the Input tab located in the upper left-hand corner. Just to the right of the Input tab are the Document and Signature tabs. Selecting the Document tab displays the consent as a PDF or HTML format. Users must review the document before signing. Clinicians should offer the patient or surrogate an option to review a printed copy of the form prior to signature. The Signature tab is where users will sign the consent once the fields have been completed. A patient reminder pop-up will display to remind users to review the entire form with the patient or surrogate. Once all steps have been completed, select OK. Below the Signature tab, select the Sign button on the left for the practitioner. Once the signature is complete in the Signature field, select the Save button at the bottom of the pop-up. If the patient's signature cannot be obtained until later, save the consent and have them sign later by selecting the Save button in the lower right-hand corner. Select the Close button in the lower right-hand corner. This will take us back to the main screen. In CPRS, the note title Consent Clinical IMED displays in the All Notes heading. Select the title to expand and view the consent. The imaging icon preceding the date signifies that the document can be viewed in Vista Imaging Display. To view the consent form and signature, the user would need to log into Vista Imaging Display. The user may need to go to File and select Refresh Patient Information to display the consent in CPRS. To summarize, we discussed the following objectives. Identify the types of documents contained within the IMED Consent document library. Describe how to complete a consent form using IMED Consent.